So for this project, we're gonna need yarn, and I'm gonna be using an Indophil 4-ply yarn for this project. It's baby pink. For the hook naman, I'll be using the 2.5mm crochet hook. So far, talagang satisfied ako dito sa klase ng hook na to kasi nga very soft, may ergonomic handle siya, ang ganda niya mag-glide sa yarn. This cost about 500 per piece. And I bought this at Oh My Yarn website. So may website sila where they sell these kinds of hooks in a set, or you can buy it individually. So now for this project, we're going to start by working a slip knot, and then we're going to chain 20. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now I have 20 chains in total. Now we're going to add 3 more chains. 1, 2, 3, and this will count as 1 double crochet. Now we are going to work 1 double crochet, yan, 4th chain from the hook, and we're gonna do our 2nd double crochet. So we're like working 2 double crochets in 1 stitch, but later on when we get back to this stitch, we're gonna add 3 more para we have 5 double crochets on this end, and we're gonna do the same when we reach the last stitch. We should have 5 double crochets as well, but in between we will just work 1 double crochet into each chain. So hanggang ma-reach natin yung 2nd to the last chain, we're gonna do 1 double crochet into each. Alright, so now we reach the 2nd to the last chain. So itong pinaka last na chain natin, we will work 5 double crochets. So we have 1 already, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're gonna pull this yarn tail, but if you couldn't pull it, it's okay. What you can do to close off this hole is to get to the next stitch. Since hindi na natin ma-pull yan, we're gonna pull this one, so make sure it's into the next stitch on the opposite side. So we're going to pull this one so we can close off the hole. So ganun lang naman, so we can make sure it's not going to have or leave a gap in there. And then we're going to bury this tail right here and continue working 1 double crochet into each stitch, this time in the opposite side. Yeah. And then we will continue until we get to the 2nd to the last stitch. Okay, so now we are finally into the very last stitch. You'll know it's the last stitch when you see this 2 double crochets in 1 stitch. So into that same stitch is where we have the 2 double crochets already. We're gonna add 3 more. So we will add 1, 2, and 3. So now we have 5 double crochets on this side and 5 double crochets on this side as well. And now to end the round, we're simply just going to work a slip stitch on top of the first double crochet, which is the chain 3, this one on top of the beginning 3rd chain that we started with. So I'm gonna work a slip stitch in there, so make sure it will be on top of the 3 chains there. So we're done with the first round. Okay, now by the way, if you want this to be longer, say you want to make a longer purse, you may want to add more chains when you make the foundation chain.
Right.
And then nothing's gonna change. You're still going to work 5 double crochets on each end. So this will make an oval shape for the base. So into the next round, we will start working the puff stitch. Alright, so now I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm on my 10th row, and you can keep working until you get to the height that you want for this purse that we're making. So medyo short lang siya. It's let's try to get the width of this one, and it's just about this width. So if you want it to be this long, then you could continue adding a few more rows of puff stitches. Okay, so I have 45 stitches around, and then on the side I counted 11 here and 11 here, so in between. So this is what it's going to look like after working one single crochet into each stitch around. So when you get to the chains, you're just going to work one single crochet into each chain until you get to the end of the round, and then into the next 3 rounds you're just going to repeat. So I did 2 more rounds, so I have about 3 here, and then 4, 5, 6, 7 rows in total. But of course, into the 4th row, that's where I skipped stitches. So when I skipped about 12 single crochets, I chained 12 as well, and then work my next single crochets after skipping those 12 stitches. So that's what you can do. Now you can Turn this one into a gift bag if you want to, or you can add a strap so you can turn this one into a sling bag. You can adjust the size if you want the width to be a bit wider. So you just need to adjust the number of chains for the foundation chain. This one I only chained 20, so you can add 20 more and you will still do the same. So add, or each end must have 5 double crochets. So if you want to double the width of this one, just add 20 more so that you'll have 40 for the foundation chain, and then add 3 more and then work your second stitch into the 3rd chain from hook. So that's what we're gonna do. So right now, since I don't want to add a strap, I'm just going to chain 1 and then slip stitch or hide the tail after cutting off the yarn. Now what I usually do is I don't finish it with chain 1. So I normally end the round like this, and then I cut off the yarn, and then after cutting off you will need the yarn needle, and I'm gonna be using the smaller one, and then I'm gonna put it right here and then insert the yarn here, and then in between the chain I'm going to insert this needle so that it will create a chain, making it invisible, and then you can just simply weave in the ends at the back and then go back to keep it secure. So that's what I usually do whenever I end the round. You can also work a crab stitch, and I have tutorials wherein I showed how to work a crab stitch, and then after that you may now cut, and then that's it. Now after weaving in the ends, we can see the traces of join on this side. So this will be the back and this would be the front. Now if you want to add a closure to this, you can work a small loop on the other side here and then add a button here if you want. So that's optional, but if you're going to turn this one into a gift bag or a makeup bag, you don't need to add some closures, but if you want, you can add. It's very easy. And you can turn this one into a phone pouch. So as you can see, I have my phone here and it fits well. So that way your phone won't get scratched when you put it inside a bag. And if you want to keep it secure, you can add a loop and then a button here.